My next guest in the studio works for Kavak, which has been considered Mexico's first technology unicorn. Kavak was established in 2016, and it's a popular platform by used car industries, leveraging technology and data-driven strategies. And Kavak has spearheaded the transformation of the pre-owned car market in many developing nations. Joining us here in the studio is the general manager, who brings with him an incredible 13-year track record in the e-commerce industry across multiple countries. He's got a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and he's here leading Kavak's expansion in the GCC. The general manager, Nicolas Azari-Bagud, thank you very much for coming into the studio.
Thank you very much for having me.
Great to have you here. For people who don't really know what Kavak is, it's been leading the charge. It's considered the premier choice for female consumers in the UAE. What makes you so popular?
Look, so Kavak, first and foremost, we're three things, right? We buy cars, we sell cars, and we are there to help every customer throughout their lifetime value. So we also provide services. We do, detailing, every single thing that you want to have in your car after the purchase. And the way that we do this has generated a lot of interest from female buyers, but also from, expat population here in the UAE, which is, a very important population to address in the UAE.
And Dubai is symbolic with cars. Cars make Dubai. It's the fast cars and the sports cars and the Lamborghinis, and I don't think people here are racist. They just judge you on the car you drive.
No, definitely. It's a really interesting market. Like, we were born in Mexico. In Mexico, we are in Turkey, we're in Brazil. These are huge markets in number of transactions, but the beauty about this market is that you have, I would say, the best cars in the world are going to be here, and people really, really spend money on their cars, and they really value driving cars. And
But this is a market, I find, where people tend to hold on to their used cars. Coming from Australia, if you leave it in the sun for one summer, the paint is wrecked, so you want to get rid of it. The same in a lot of, Northern European countries. 1 or 2 winters, if your car's not looked after, it can ruin the car. But here, people are happily to put 150, 200, 250,000 kilometres on a car.
Definitely.
Is that what made it attractive to launch Kavak here? And why do you think there is such a love for the pre-owned cars in this country?
So I would say, in this market, we feel that people rotate cars more often than in other markets, especially on the more premium type of cars, so above 100,000 dirhams. There's a couple of things that really interested us, that made this market very interesting for us. The first one is, this is a market that has a lot of value in the cars. So it's not that many transactions, but each transaction, tends to have a lot of value. And the second thing is, this is one of the markets with the most premium experiences that you're going to get in the world. So if you can crack this market and can crack the experience in this market, we're taking a lot of learnings from here toward the other markets that we have on how to address customers, how to raise the bar of the expectation for our customers.
And you think that's why you've been so successful, particularly with women, because there's culturally in a lot of countries, people, when they try and sell you cars, they
Exactly.
talk up a car that's not really any good. And it seems like with a portal like yours, there's an element of trust there alongside the convenience.
Definitely. So look, I think the biggest value proposition that we have, or where we really want to position, is, on building that trust with consumers. And part of that comes with, just breaking away from, your typical car salesman, like the sleazy tactics of trying to put you with a not very good car or poor qualities. And most people don't really know the mechanics of a car.
Yeah.
So what we want is, we don't have car salesmen. We have agents that are there to recommend you what's the best car for your needs. But those are the first questions that, we start asking. And we're not there to sell you a particular car. We're going to be helping you, buy the car, but also on the full lifetime value after the car. And that's where we're interested in.
The used car market, I think, is slowly changing with technology, because we're seeing more and more. Gone are the days where you go to the bank and you get a loan, and then you go to the car company and you finance the car, and then when you sell it, you repay what is left on the loan. Now we're seeing, car makers do the servicing and the insurance and everything all in 1 month package. And we're even seeing cars the moving their showrooms to shopping centres, which is a really, really popular thing. Is this the industry trying to break away from the sleazy used car salesman?
I would say definitely most of the OEMs, let's say the big manufacturers of cars, the distributors of cars, like they know that the industry hasn't really changed that much, and the entire customer journey has changed, right? Like a lot of people now, like I would say 90% of people start their customer journey online.
Yes.
This didn't happen 10 years ago. Now, all of this has changed, but the physical experience still remains, let's say, 30 years ago for a lot of dealers. They haven't really improved on this. So you have, presence in commercial centers, in malls, etc., but the overall experience physically when you go and talk to a car salesman, it hasn't really changed that much. And this is where, we're trying to bridge that gap with, technology, with data, but also with a very different approach to how we position the car in front of you.
So if Kavak, and the website's kavak.com if you want to have a look. Obviously, it's a great place to go if you're in the market to get a car or to lease a car. Is there also the opportunity if I'm looking to sell my car or trade my car as well on the platform?
Definitely. So we buy cars and we sell cars. If you come with a car, you can get, let's say, an instant quote, 2 minutes. You're going to fill some information about your car and you can get a quote in less than 2 minutes for your car. And you then come with an inspection. You can either schedule the inspection at your home or we do the inspection at our Dubai Festival Plaza Mall hub. And on the spot, we can make you the offer and you can get the cash the same day.
Yeah, the big, it's where the IKEA is in sort of South Dubai. That's the best way, that's where we know it.
Exactly.
But on a personal level, Nicholas, how have you found, with Kavak starting in Mexico as this unicorn, as an entrepreneur, how have you found Dubai as a city? Is it a city that encourages the entrepreneur mindset?
Oh, definitely. Look, I've been growing companies in different markets, in Mexico, in Europe. I actually, my first role in Dubai in Kavak was to look for new markets outside of Latin America for Kavak. So we looked at Turkey, we looked at many places in Africa, we looked at many places in Asia.
Yeah.
And what I loved when I came here to Dubai for the first time was, this is a country literally built by entrepreneurs, and it is extremely business friendly. And the way that they're approaching, the government here, tech transformation, digital transformation, and infrastructure is just on another level. I haven't seen this in anywhere else in the world, and it is extremely, profound, the transformation that they have done in, let's say, less than 30 years, right? So we're pretty hopeful. We're very bullish on this market, and we came here. It's a very different market culturally, but at the same time has the same issues that you have in most markets.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and I think that particularly this country seems to, I think in many ways it's advanced in terms of people have a mindset when they turn up to Dubai in the UAE, they tell their family, I'm going to do 1 or I'm going to do 2 years. And as a result, they don't tend to old-fashioned get a loan, a 6 or 7 year loan for a car and balloon it out and pay for it. They just do that monthly subscription to a car. And in many ways, that's now we're seeing the start of it here, and that's the process that's becoming more and more common in other countries, isn't it?
So, look, the reality of what we've seen is you have a huge expat population here that needs, that flexibility. They're coming here. They don't know if it's going to be for 1 year, 2 years. Maybe they're going to stay for a long time.
Yeah.
But they want that flexibility. And that flexibility never comes with a new car. Like when you're buying a new car, you're going to lose 20, 30% of the value of the car just by driving
it out of the
lot.
showroom. Yeah.
And used cars, subscriptions are great to fill in that flexibility. What we have in this market is, financial penetration is super high, like banking penetration, access to loans is relatively easy. And what we found is if you partner with the right banks, you can mostly, for every single customer, get a loan approved with different conditions. So if you don't have a salary, we can get a loan with a specific bank. If you are a freelancer, we can get you a loan with another bank. And the rates are really, really, really attractive compared to other markets. So I do think that in the used car business, you still have a lot of flexibility in this market, even if you're only staying for 1-2 years.
Yeah.
And the type of car that you're going to get if you buy are going to be much more premium than if you rent.
Yeah.
Or if you subscribe.
Yeah, I know. I've looked at the journey over the time, and I always think I should have just rented a car a long time ago, and I'd be driving a better car. Nicholas, congratulations personally on all of your success.
Thank you very much.
Operating the business out of Central America and now being successful here in the UAE. The website is covet.com. That's the place to go to as an option, and it is being the premier choice for female consumers in the UAE, where it's dominating the market. Nicholas Zari Bagoud, thank you very much for coming in. TSB, TalkSport.